As they say in Italy, benvenuto in Italia. You might think Italy is just pasta, pizza, and leaning towers, but the country is way more diverse and surprising than you might imagine. So I'm taking you on the ultimate 3-week road trips from the beaches in southern Puglia to the Alps in the north. It's an alpine paradise to uncover hidden towns, incredible food, quirky hotels, and everything in between. I think we're gonna end up driving around 3,000 miles and stick around because about halfway through, I'll reveal one unexpected thing I've learned while driving across Italy, and trust me, it'll change how you see the country forever. Stopped at the Autogrill, our first roadside stop. This is where you get great coffee when you're on the highways. Everybody loves Florence, where we began, but it's the countryside, those small towns where the real Italy lives. Can you guess which direction we're heading? So to begin this ultimate road trip of Italy, I've taken us all the way down to the south, about a 6-hour drive from Florence. We're in the heel of Italy's boot. This is the region of Puglia. You'd probably be expecting beaches and charming cafes serving up seafood. They exist, but this region is full of hilltop towns where locals speak ancient dialects, and the olive trees are older than Rome itself. How cool is this? This is where we're staying tonight. As they say in Italy, benvenuto in Italia. This is why you get out of the big cities and go out into the countryside of Italy. We have our swimming pool here, the cypress trees towering over, the main villa right there, and off in the distance that way, well, that's Canosa di Puglia. That's where we're going tonight to have some dinner. But come on. We are blessed. Buongiorno. We have to mix a bit of road tripping with running. Otherwise, there ain't no way to balance the wine and pasta. So we're up and at it. Let's see if we can do this every morning. Yes, Puglia has its beaches and seafood, but that's not all there is here in this region, although that's a great part of this region. So go to towns like Lecce, stroll through the city, admire the Baroque architecture, visit Alberobello, meet the locals and see the cone-shaped homes they once lived in, and some of them still do. Or go to any hilltop village. I'm here in Canosa di Puglia, and sample, try, dig into the region's prized pasta dish, orecchiette con cima di rapa. Oh, you won't be let down. Ah, Puglia. This region is what Tuscany was before Instagram found it. Fresh ricotta. You know you're in Puglia. When planning a trip like this, Booking.com is my best friend. Now, for those touristy spots, when I'm staying in a big city like, of course, Rome, Florence, Venice, or even a place like Torino? What do you call it? I call it Torino. I book where I want to stay about a month in advance, so I make sure I get the best deal and I'm in the best area. But give yourself flexibility. This is supposed to be a road trip, the ultimate road trip where you can go off the beaten path, follow your instinct and explore places that most people don't even get to. And so to do that, you don't want to be booked up for 3-5 days out because you're not going to have flexibility. So when you're off in these little villages like Local Rotondo, which is right over that way, you can book those places 1 or 2 days in advance. You're going to be fine. Just consider looking online, check the Google reviews, check the booking reviews, check Airbnb, see what they have too, because you can find some great farm stays, some masserias like this one. Just consider in the peak season, in those hot spots, book in advance to get that great place and to save yourself tons of money. If you ever get a chance, make your way here to Alberobello. This place is like none other. And you say, yeah, Gregor, but I've seen these pointy, cone-shaped homes everywhere. But this is where they're concentrated, all in one spot. Back in the day, the local king, the lord in this area, let them build these homes if they could be easily moved in case the taxman came, and well, he always comes. And one other thing, maybe just as iconic as the cone-shaped homes for Italy, look at this pink Fiat 500, bling bling. What a day here in Lecce in Puglia. I just came out from the dentist. I ate a pinzo, a sandwich that has onions, tomatoes, and more importantly, olives that aren't pitted. And I first bite into it, I cracked a tooth. So I'm still speaking kind of funny here. They were able to fix me up right away, but I tell you, when you're traveling, make sure you got some sort of travel medical insurance. Whew, what a day. Nice doctors there. They made a hard experience a little bit more pleasant. We got a dog over there. Just saw horses over there and back behind us. Yeah, this is a masseria. I looked it up to try to find out the proper word for masseria, and it basically translates into farmhouse. If you get down here to southern Italy, you're gonna see a lot of those. And do yourself a favor and book yourself in one, because you're gonna get greeted with spaces like this. And as luck would have it, they gave me the room called the Olive. Yeah, it's not my day for olives. This is stunning. Look at this. Beautiful bed. Kind of a cold layout, but this is an old working farmhouse they've converted into a hotel for us to enjoy. So I'll put the link down below.
1952 è nostra.
1952, from 1952 is yours.
Sì.
Nothing like starting off the morning here at a masseria with this little guy. Hello. Just to give you an update, we're down south near Brindisi. I think it's going to be the furthest south we're going to go on this ultimate road trip of Italy. Just got out this morning for 10K, 10 and a half. Whew. Feels good to be alive in Puglia. Always do the double check of the room to make sure you have everything. Ho lasciato la chiave nella porta là. Grazie, saluta gattina.
Va bene.
Ciao. Ciao. I'm gonna miss this place. Also, the little cat friend I made. Oh, wow. What a joint. If you're planning a road trip in Italy, well, expect to be caught in traffic at some point. I'm sitting here stuck in traffic, hoping that it'll speed up at some point. Waiting to cross the border should just be up over the horizon. From this region we're in now, Puglia, to the next one, which is between Puglia and Reggio Calabria, Basilicata. Fingers crossed this thing moves. Patience. Okay, you've seen the room. Nothing too special. Well, actually quite nice. But I brought us here today from Puglia to Basilicata. We've been here before, but this is the Città di Sassi, the city of stones. And we're in this hotel right here. But what's important is the view out this way. Look at this. This is the massive canyon all below Matera, the Città di Sassi. Right out there. This was once the Vergogna di Italy, the shame of Italy. And in the 1990s, it went through this whole rejuvenation. And now, in fact, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's too bad the rain's coming down. We're not able to fully enjoy it, but I hope tomorrow we're gonna get out there and run on those trails on the other side of the canyon from the famous side of Matera. You need to put this on your bucket list, and I'm gonna show you some drone footage as we're talking here of the place. But people carve their homes out of stone, and people still live in those now. And some of those are even hotels like this one here. It's not properly in the stones, but we got the whole vibe going on. I love it. I love it every time I come here, and I'm blessed. I think this is my 7th time to be in Matera. I couldn't resist. Look at this. Right out there. Boom. The city of Sassi just drops off into a massive canyon. We have a cathedral up on top. This city is breathtaking. And even in the rain, or with the rain, it just feels more dramatic. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. We're blessed on this ultimate road trip of Italy to come to places like this. So far off the beaten track. And if you haven't heard about it, they filmed some of the scenes of Passion of the Christ here. The opening car chase scene, James Bond, No Time to Die. Here, because it's so unique. It's unlike anything else you're gonna see in the world. Wow. Even if you only stop briefly and you're making a road trip around Italy, put Matera on your list. Now I'm finding some friends for a restaurant reservation, and I'm gonna see if I can get a little drink beforehand. She invited us down into the cellar here. Ooh. We are under the stones, the rocks of Matera. And it's a perfect place to store wine. Some great stuff to be found here. So we're deciding on the wine we're gonna drink tonight. This is good. This is good. More orecchiette. Why not? Grazie. When they offer you the digestive drink, well, you can't turn it down. Digestivo d'Italia. It's burning down on my chest. This could be the strongest digestive drink I've ever had. And my friends here, they poured theirs in the wine bottle so they didn't have to drink them, but I'm persevering. Oh. What a heck of a way to start the morning. We're scampering down this trail. Matera's up this way, and this is the first for me. I've been to Matera many times over the years, but never at 7 o'clock in the morning running down wet trails. So if you're in Matera, I definitely recommend you do that walk or run like we did. But be careful. There are a lot of slippery rocks, and just take your time and enjoy it. Benvenuto a Napoli. We made it to Naples. It's unfortunate the rain is coming down on one of Italy's greatest assets, one of its greatest cities, right up there with Rome, Florence, and Venice. I truly believe it even tops Venice for me. Yeah, unfortunately we have a little bit of rain, but that's not gonna spoil its party. Naples is famous for its pizza, but what's wild is how raw, real, and unforgettable it is. So we got off the highway to explore the mad chaos of the city. Now I've been here before in a separate video. I've eaten pizza at Di Matteo. I've climbed up to San Martino to see the whole bay and Vesuvius with my own eyes. It's not all about the pizza and not all about the views. Hold on. Now they say if you haven't had an espresso in Naples, you haven't really had an espresso. Here, coffee just isn't a drink, it's a personality trait. They say you need to wrench your palate a little bit before the espresso. Now, Neapolitans like their espresso short, strong, and straight to the point, just like them. And they treat their coffee like a ritual, and you can taste the love inside. C'è il cuore dentro. There's the love inside this. One of the favorite treats in Naples is the sfogliatella riccia, e questo pieno di ricotta. Oh yeah, it's good. Now if you mix in sugar, I won't blame you, and legend has it here, the sugar dissolves faster in the espresso, out of respect. A little bit of advertisement. Graham Bar Riviera. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Ah, okay. Our Naples journey is complete. Look, I just got Salvatore's name, and it's great to interact with the locals and ask for their name. To do so, you say, come ti chiami? What is your name? Come ti chiami? If you want to be formal, you don't have to. You can say, come si chiama? Come si chiama lei? But go with the informal. And to say your name, you say, mi chiamo, mi chiamo, mi chiamo Gregor Brown. My name is Gregor Brown. And you get their name. You have a little interaction with them. Maybe they'll speak a little bit of English. And you make a friend in a new place. And today we've made a friend with Salvatore in Naples. We are still in Campania, the region of Naples, and it's still raining, but wow, you can't complain. This is the outdoor area of this wine resort where we're staying, and I'll drop the link of this place as well. My room is up there, and the restaurant is over this way. Wow, so many gems you can find in Italy, and we're about 40 minutes north of Naples, off the road, off the beaten path. Even with the rain, you know what? Heck. I'm happy to be here, happy to be out on the road and sharing it with you. Okay, this place is a gem. If you're around here, you should try to visit. The wine, they make it all on site. The hazelnuts, yeah, also. These giant breadsticks, you might see them in Torino, but also here in Campania. Well, you remember those hazelnuts we had last night and the red wine? We're running past the trees. We're going past the vines. Sun's coming up. We got some Jesus rays down over the mountains in Campania. A little pocket of wonder and goodness here. It's a shame to be leaving that place behind, but over 3 weeks we got to cover a lot of ground, and there ain't much time to stay and have a coffee poolside. But that breakfast was good. All right, pit stop. I'm somewhere deep in the region of Abruzzo at one of those roadside Autogrills. Inside, chaos. Outside, a few locals chain smoking. Coffee good enough that you start to forget the deadlines. Yeah, in Europe, you get these small elevators. Well, be prepared, travel light, travel small, and travel far. Every morning out here, it's the balance to all the drinking, all the eating. Last night, the chitarra, the guitar string pasta, oh, that was good. And some local wines from Abruzzo. Whew. We got a big mountain range over this way. Gran Sasso mountain range. And the Apennines running up this trail. Bella Italia! Oh, and forget easy credit card swiping at the pump. A lot of places you go in, you tell them the pump number, you put down some money, and then you pump. In this case, it says Corsia self rifornisi poi pagare in casa. So you pump first, then pay. Even if they do have an automated credit card machine here, and you'll see those in places at night, that's not a guarantee it's gonna work for your foreign credit card. Those are set up for European and especially Italian credit cards. So my advice to you, always try to pump and fill up your car during the day. Oh, and always keep some cash on hand. If you can't pay with your credit card, at least you could put a little bit in with cash. I always think of the Ted Bundy rule as well. He never let the tank of gas go below a half. He didn't want to get caught with dead bodies in the back of the car. Well, you don't want to get caught out in some Italian superstrata side road without gas, benzina, and be hitchhiking your way to the next fuel station. Stunning right here. Look at this right behind me. This is the Adriatic secret. Everyone heads to the Amalfi coast, and those spots there along Tuscany and the beaches in Campania and further down towards Sicily, but they're missing out on the east coast of Italy, the Adriatic Sea. The beaches from Jesolo up near Venice all the way down to the beaches in Puglia, which I prefer the most. There's all those beaches that have the name Torre di this, Torre di that. You can find your own secret cove. We're in the region of Marche. Here, one I can recommend for you is Spiaggia delle Due Sorelle. But attention, you're gonna need a boat to get to this secret spot. Well, we're gonna love it tonight because we are in an actual castle out in the Italian countryside. Wow. Look at this right behind us. Yeah. All right. I said this was gonna be the ultimate Italian road trip, and well, why not treat ourselves, stay in a castle out in the countryside, and here we are. See, Umbria is the only region in central Italy that doesn't touch the sea, and perhaps that's why it feels more timeless, more preserved. While most tourists flood to places like Rome, Florence, Venice, Umbria gives you a chance to breathe, eat well, and see a side of Italy that most people miss. This is where medieval towns like Spello, Norcia, and Gubbio still live in their own rhythm. In fact, right now, we're heading down the road to Gubbio.
Ecco qua, prego.
Just stopped here for a quick cappuccino, and you wouldn't know it. It's like seeing the trees through the forest, but we're up in the Apennine Mountains, and these would be equivalent to the Appalachian mountain range. Appalachian mountain range in the United States. I've been away for too long, but it basically runs down the spine of Italy's boot, and you think Italy is all beaches and monuments and Rome, but that's not the case. So get off the beaten track, explore some of these hillside villages like we were at today in Gubbio, and why not stay in a castle as well. Make your way from Umbria to Toscana, and yeah, have a cappuccino along the way. Wow. Got the sunset back over that way. Got some beautiful cypress trees, and yeah, we're in Tuscany. I arrived at 9:04 p.m., but don't worry, I'll show you what's on offer here tomorrow. I'm here for 2 nights, and definitely I'll show you what we're getting down to as far as food goes. It's all about food here in this trip. Wow! It's a beautiful farm stay.
Sì. Alessandra. Piacere. Stavo girando qualche immagine.
Ciao,
Grazie.
ben arrivati. Ti aiuto
Dove
io.
siamo?
Allora, noi siamo già
No, dove siamo? Siamo in Toscana.
Siamo in mezzo a nulla, in the middle of nowhere.
I realized that.
Poi le vado a spiegare io. Allora, come si
This is Cantucci, this is Vinsanto, and this is magic.
This is
Buongiorno. Wanted to get up early this morning so I could really take advantage of this place and get some great images. The early morning light, the golden rays trickling in over the trees and onto the farmhouse here. To give you an idea, we're about 30 minutes north of Siena and about 30 minutes drive if you want to continue on north to Florence. So situated between Florence and Siena. And it's in this little valley right here. I drove in last night on this small 2-kilometer road. Now I had to call the property. I said, is this the right place? Because this road just kept going and going, a little narrow gravel road. And sure enough, you get down here and it reveals this place. And vineyards over that way, Chianti of course. Vineyards over that way, Chianti. Hills, cypress trees. We're in this little valley. Swimming pool, ping pong ball table. Today I have a little bit more free time to just explore and relax. Dolce far niente. Sip a cappuccino in the early morning light. And what's cool, I don't know, maybe you're like me, drop some comments down below. I just love getting out, taking photos of the flowers. My mom used to always do that. And just soaking in the atmosphere with my mobile phone or the camera here. And wow, we're blessed and they're blessed to live here as well. Could you imagine? Would you want to live in a place like this out in the countryside? Would you get bored? Or do you need the city life? Something to think about.
Sì, sì.
It's full slow that when you show up, like you can have high end.
Welcome to Tuscany. What a gem of an area. And we're just up from our farmhouse. This is Barberino dell'Elsa. And look at this. Just to show you, you don't need to go to San Gimignano or Certaldo Alto. Just these little villages like this are stunning. Right, Daniel?
Yeah.
Chianti vineyards everywhere, all around us. Early morning vibes, Tuscany. We've gone from a beautiful hilltop village down here to these farm roads. And yeah, we've already seen a couple cinghiale, wild boar. They make great ragu. And of course, vineyards all around. We're following Strava. Do you use Strava? Let me know in the comments. Just stopped for a quick coffee and refilled the tank. You think gas is expensive in Italy? Well, wait till you hit the open toll roads, the Autostrada. This is your ticket to a great road trip in Italy. This is a toll booth ticket, and you're gonna be collecting those everywhere you go in Italy. You can't take these home with you. You gotta feed them back into the machine so you know how much you pay for the amount that you drive on the Autostrada, the toll road. It's about 7 to 10 cents a kilometer, can vary depending on which stretches you're on. Now, if you're going, say, from Rome to Florence or Florence to Rome, vice versa, or say from Milan to Venice or Venice to Milan, vice versa, just to give you some ideas on the cost, it can be 40 up to 50 euro for the trip. So you're gonna be paying a lot of money, but the thing is, with the toll roads, the Autostrada, the roads are usually fast and smooth, so you're saving a lot of time versus the smaller highways, the Superstrada. And like everything in Italy, it's always good to make sure you have a little bit of, here we go, right back here, a little bit of the cold hard cash on hand, because you come up to some toll booths and the machines don't work or there's some problem. Also have some coins, just keep them in your cup holder area in your car so you can throw some coins in for the small payments or some of those small exits that are unmanned. So if your card's not working, you're gonna be there under stress. You wanna have cash to get yourself out of it. But hey, this is all part of the adventure of traveling around Italy. Italian highways where some toll booths collect more euros than museums. I wanted to take you to somewhere typical Tuscan. Yeah, if you've been here before, you probably recognize it. This is the beautiful wall that surrounds the city of Lucca. Also in the city center, there's this beautiful oval piazza, very particular. You won't find them anywhere else in Italy. And it's a stunner. It's worth walking through this town, spending a day here, maybe getting a plate of pasta, having dinner here or lunch, and just breathing in the fresh air. Now my friends, Flora and Note, in their video, they rented a four-wheeled bicycle, so cute, and they rode it around the city wall too, so you can do that. This is definitely a city of bikes. It's a popular tourist city, and there are also some other popular cities we're going to next. But I just want to show you this real quick. Lucca, check. Guess where we are? Pisa's crowded with tourists leaning against the tower, but the surrounding Tuscan countryside is paradise. So I've shown you the surrounding hilltop villages, Siena, the vineyards. We ran through those this morning, but there's something more, and it's on the autostrada. Stick with me.
Grazie. Una domanda per il tonno.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Do you remember when I mentioned there's something more on the autostrada, the toll roads? Well, this is it right here. Autogrill, where even fast food comes with an espresso. I love these roadside stops. Autogrill, all over Italy, you're gonna find them on the toll roads. From about Bologna to the south, you're gonna see some Sarnis. It's an alternative Autogrill. Both are good. I prefer the coffee from Autogrill versus Sarni, and both of them offer fresh ingredients. You can get pasta in there, you can sit down, there's a restaurant, you can get to-go sandwiches. I got the orticello, plenty of vegetables on there, whole wheat bread, and of course, coffee. You have a barista in there working a coffee machine with 4 or 5 group heads on them. I mean, would you find that in places like the United States? You can get a leg of prosciutto Parma in there. This place has it all. It has bathrooms free of charge, and it has parking spots out here. Some of them even offer showers if you're a long haul truck driver, or if you just need a shower on the road. We've all been there. Actually, I've never taken a shower in an Autogrill, but maybe you want to. This one has a beautiful view of a hilltop village over that way, and it has snacks. So you can get candies, you can get toys if you have children. It has it all. Again, an oasis in the desert. And frankly, if you're not stopping for a coffee at an Autogrill, did you even road trip Italy? Oh, and one thing of a note is, of course, you're on the toll roads, so it's a bit of highway robbery at these places, in the sense that the prices are more expensive than you'd pay in small towns, but it's worth it, especially if you need to get a little caffeine for the road to stay awake. And yeah, I'm aware this is like a venti size cafe latte, but it must be before 11 a.m. somewhere in the world. What a cool little town, and benvenuto in Emilia-Romagna. I don't know how many regions we've covered so far in this journey. Look at this, cobblestone streets, bag clicking and rolling over, restaurants to the left, restaurants to the right, children playing in the piazza. That sort of vibe that you only get in Italy on what is a Wednesday night. If you're loving this road trip around Italy, I sure as hell am. Well, do me a favor, click the thumbs up down below. It means a lot to me that you show your appreciation. Also, make sure you subscribed if you haven't yet done so already. Not only does it help me out, grow the channel, get these videos out to other Italy lovers, food lovers like ourselves, it also makes sure that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. So thank you.
There you go.
Okay, this place is a true gem. I'm gonna try to put links to all these restaurants and hotels you and I are visiting during this road trip. I'll do my best, but just enjoy the scenery, the visualization, and everything that comes with it. I wanna note that when you travel around Italy, you should bear in mind the eating hours. You can eat late. Now it's nearly 10 o'clock at night, and we haven't even had our first course yet. We've only gone through the antipasto, the starters. So you can eat late, it's no problem. However, you do need to be aware that at some hours you cannot eat. So don't expect to have lunch at 10:30 or 11 a.m. Lunch hours go from say 12:30 all the way through 3 p.m. varies where you're at. And dinner, well, you're not going to be able to sit down for a dinner at 5:30 or 6. You can only go to places starting at 7 all the way up till 10 p.m. So the hours are later than what you'd have in some other countries. Do be prepared for the finest damn food you're ever going to eat. And it varies. We were talking about this last night. Even in France or Spain, you don't have such variation like you do in Italy. You'll get variations going from region to region, heck, even province to province, and sometimes from one city to the next. We're in Modena right now, which even varies from Bologna. And with that, when you're traveling around Italy, you're never gonna get bored of the plates on offer. You can have the pasta with cacio e pepe down in Rome, or up in Milan, you can get the risotto alla milanese. Don't expect to get that down in Rome, and vice versa. And when you're in Florence, do expect to get a nice plate of pappardelle al cignale. Here, well, I got the capelletti pasta, which is these little tortellini type pastas that are famous for this area. So embrace. When you're traveling Italy, you're gonna love it. You're gonna get a full belly, and you're gonna live out fantasies. Do you remember I promised something unexpected? Well, here it is. The best memories aren't landmarks, they're conversations in cafes, meals in family-run restaurants, those spontaneous stops along the way. Most tourists stick to Rome, Florence, Venice, but what if I told you road tripping across Italy would show you a country almost no one else sees? Castle. We are in the little village of Reggiolo. It's on the northern edge of Emilia-Romagna. Just to the north of us is another region, Lombardia. Look at this. Little square, a war monument there, and dinner.
Grazie.
I do recommend when you're doing your road trip around Italy, take things a little bit slower than what I'm doing. Just take time to enjoy your surroundings. This is stunning. Anywhere you go, we're up here in the northeast of Italy, in Veneto. Right behind me is the little town of Vicenza. Big Italian flag waving up that way. And just earlier, I had a coffee at this coffee shop here. It's only €2, and I was able to charge it on my credit card off my Garmin Fenix 7 watch. Do you wear a Garmin Fenix? I run a lot. It got me thinking, you can do almost anything on credit card nowadays in Italy, but it's a cash-friendly country. They love their cash, probably because they don't have to pay taxes and they can put it under the table when they get your cash. But most places take credit cards now, so you'll be fine. However, if your credit card's not working, if you have a US credit card, you're having problems with it, or you're in a small place and they don't want to take credit cards or something like this, you want to carry a few euro bills like this, a 50, a 20, so it gets you out of the bind, or it gets you that cup of cappuccino, or get you that gelato, and so you're not denied. How do you get cash? Well, you go to a bank machine. What they're called here is a bancomat. Ask any Italian for a bancomat and you'll be fine. Don't accept their bank conversion fee. Use your own bank's conversion fee. Usually there's a €2 to €4 fee from the bank to pull out money. I recommend carrying 100 to 250 euro. But anything, just have those bills and carry a few coins with you in your pocket. It'll get you out of a bind in this country where cash is king. This is our room for the night. We are near Treviso, up in Veneto. in the Northeast. We're heading tomorrow to Friuli. Cool, classic hotel, and they were kind to wait for us. We arrived a little bit late, 8:30. Beautiful big bathroom. Smells nice too. I may not feel the best this morning, but we are blessed here in Veneto. Vineyards coming out this way. Quiet gravel road Saturday morning. We came down from Vicenza and we're here in the flatlands near Treviso. Oh, recovered breakfast, beautiful stay here. Look at this garden, tree here. All these old places you find everywhere you go, any corner around Italy. And another gem clicked off the list today.
Just an update. We've crossed from Veneto into a new region up in the far northeast of Italy. We're in Friuli.
You know, Venice is great in the neighboring region of Veneto, but Friuli is quietly stunning, rich in history and almost untouched by tourists. Think towns like Trieste. Go there, you're out on the northeastern edge of Italy, a whole different vibe. Where I'm at now, well, it's just 200 meters, about a 3-minute walk from the border of Slovenia. I was just over there a bit ago, and I think this whole region is untapped and could be one for you to explore.
You know, one of my first Italian instructors, while I went to school to learn Italian in California, her name was Laura Gardenali. She was from the area of Lake Como. I also had a private tutor that I took lessons from about once or twice a week. I really wanted to get my Italian perfecto before I came over to Italy. Her name was Federica, and she was, as you might have guessed, from Trieste. Years later, when she made a trip to Italy, I visited her in Trieste at her mom's house. Her mom made homemade gnocchi, and afterwards, we made our way out to visit the castle. I think Trieste might be worth putting on your list.
Above Bassano del Grappa, late afternoon run for us here on some trails, vineyards, olive trees around. I think tomorrow I'm gonna have a proper day off. But we've come from Puglia in the south to way up here in the north. It's a hell of a journey and it's not over yet. Wow. I don't really want to leave this hotel. I've been here for 2 nights and it's probably one of the best highest quality hotels that we've been to on this trip. The breakfast spread, well, I took some footage with my phone when I was down there this morning. Top notch. The view, beautiful, even if today's cloudy. In this room, the shower's been the best. I mean, how cool. The light in the middle of the shower head, strong water pressure, everything you want. Bidet, you have those in all the Italian hotels. Big, massive, comfortable bed here. Big windows that I opened up last night to let the cool breeze in. And the piece de resistance. Look at this right here. The view of Veneto, Bassano del Grappa, down below, Borostica. This whole area of Veneto. Stick with me, I'm gonna do a breakdown of Italy's regions and what you need to know. My friend in Thailand was asking me yesterday, well, what's the difference between north and south? And I was telling her that I love the south more. There's a massive difference. Italy was only united as recently as the 1800s, became a republic in the middle of the 1900s, and as a country is still really divided. And that's also a good thing because we get different plates of pasta everywhere you go. The regions, the little towns, the provinces became so blocked off and locked off that there wasn't a lot of intermingling. So those dishes became part of that area and didn't spread to other areas, and the traditions were held. I prefer the south. It's more rugged. The food, I think, is better. It's warmer. I get closed in by these big mountains. But still up here in Veneto, it's quite spectacular. This hotel, if you're up in this area, I would put it on your list. I'm going to put this one down in the description as well. We are up here in the mountains of Trentino Alto Adige. And maybe a little time to talk Italian history. A brief explainer. Italy wasn't really united. As I mentioned earlier today, it was a bunch of different kingdoms and such until Giuseppe Garibaldi had his army of 1,000, went down to Sicily, started going up Italy. I think it was 1861. Him and the king met at one point, and Italy started to become this united Italy that we know today, this kingdom. And then it went through a turbulent period. Many years gone by, world wars, fascism, Mussolini, and after all those years, it became a republic. Yeah, after all that, Italy started to rise from the ashes, especially after World War II, and then we knew it as this economic powerhouse that started to develop in the 1950s and 60s. Think Ferrari, think Fiat, think fashion. Yeah, a lot of strength out there, but after the 1980s, when it's hit its peak power, well, it went through a bit of a decline, especially with that European crisis in the around 2010 or so. Doop, as the rest of the Europe also went doop, but not so doop. Italy was doop, and is still facing economic challenges all across the country. However, tourism still remains one of its main pulls for you and I, and why I love Italy, because you can travel all around these different regions and see these beautiful places that we're seeing. Italy welcomes you as a tourist, even if it's still struggling to get a position in the world global economic powerhouse of strong nations. It still remains probably number one at the list of nations for tourism. This place, this country is magnificent for tourism. Okay, there's your brief explainer. This is stunning. I had to stop for a second because up here in Trentino Alto Adige, there are these stunning vineyards and they're all steeped on the hillside. I was gonna take the main road down, but then I got off to avoid some traffic, and I've been just down this vertical path through the vineyards. Had to squeeze past some trucks. I folded in my mirror so I could squeeze past. But you wouldn't know it out here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, unless you're getting off on these side little roads and exploring Italy like we're doing, there's so much to this country. Talk about parking. I made my way here right below the church, and in Italy you can slam your car anywhere and you're afforded a view. We're making our way all around this country of Italy. You and I, the ultimate road trip. Woohoo! Italy's a stunner. Martamino's on the menu tonight. Since we descended our way through the vineyards, it seemed only appropriate.
No, and then we were all comparing.
Oh, now we're running through some of the same vineyards, some of the same Martamino we drank last night, sweating it out. If you're driving this valley, I think it's the A22, the Brennero Pass, from Verona heading up to the Dolomites, you might want to stay at this place. I loved it. It's an enoteca / restaurant. They do lunch here. Obviously you can stay here as well. They sell wine specifically from this valley, the vineyards we ran through this morning. Ah, perfect place to start our morning. I don't know if you can see it right up there, the Alps. We're deep up in it. I'm in Bormio, up in the north of Italy. These mountains, this area is known for skiing, but the mountains hide incredible hiking, thermal spas, and food shaped by borders with France and Switzerland. So unwind in Bormio's hot springs and breathe in that fresh alpine air from the east in the Dolomites to the west in Sestriere. Holy smokes, we are in another gem. Right behind me is the hotel, and out this way, the whole Valtellina Valley. The vines here, and they're particular because they're grown on a south-facing slope here. There's a lot of good wine, and I'm sure we're gonna find the good trails tomorrow and run in this area as well. But this is stunning. This is stunning. It's so steep, it just drops right down. Boop! So many places to discover when you're out on a road trip in Italy. Wow. Wow, and look, snow peaks over that way. I think that's Passo San Marco. Over that way, we have Lago di Como. It starts and heads down to the south there to Como and Lecco, Bellagio. This is Italy. We love it.
Prego.
We are in a magical wonderland, and it's called Italy. Up here in the Valtellina Valley.
Valtellina, bro.
Morbegno's that way, Sondrio.
Yep.
Lago di Como, and look at this restaurant right here. Here we go.
Sì.
Pisci valtellinesi serviti con l'insalatina già condita. Poi abbiamo della bresaola di manzo chiave in nasca, bresaola di cavallo, cuculatello, giardiniera fatta in casa, pane tostato da noi con lardo, miele e noci, salame nostrano, salsiccia di capra.
This is the Valtellina special. It's a pasta that you can only get up here in this valley, and if you can get it anywhere else, don't do it. This is the place to get it. Pizzoccheri, potatoes, cabbage, whole wheat, buckwheat noodles, pasta.
All right, brother. So this is a quick lesson. It's not pizzoccheri. It's pizzoccheri. It's like soft Z. Remind that.
How crazy is this? Good morning.
We are running on some of those steep slopes that we saw last night when we first got to the hotel. The vineyards to my right, a massive drop to my left. I'm having to concentrate on the trail here below. This is stunning out here this morning. This is Valtellina. We've crossed the border over into Piedmonte, and yes, this is wine country. So Barolo, Barbaresco, Dolcetto di Alba, Castellengo. He was in the video last year. This is Alessandro's castle up top. You'll see it tomorrow, and this is the wine cellar. We're gonna get into it. We went with the Nebbiolo.
Nebbiolo.
If you're traveling to Europe, you should take a chance one time to at least stay in a castle. And that's where we're at tonight. We're up here in a castle overlooking the vineyards and a fresco from the year 600. Pretty cool. I'll show you more in the morning, but I got the suite. Good night. Castle life. Wow. It's stunning up here. Now we're up in the northwest near the border of France, so you're gonna get more of these castles. Buongiorno. You're gonna get more castles up here in this area, given its history. And yeah, this is the area of Barolo, Barbaresco. Back at it. Our big tour of Italy continues. Let's go! Andiamo! If you ever get a chance, stay in a castle. In Europe, in France, in Italy, in many of these different countries, you can find them on Booking, Airbnb. And this place here doesn't even cost that much. It's basic. The owner, Alessandro, super nice. Last night, he reserved a spot for us at the Osteria, the little restaurant right down the hill from where we stayed. I mean, you're living like a king back in the day, experiencing what these old places would have been like. Now, many of these places in Italy are hard to keep up. They rent them out for weddings, for events, for people like us when we're traveling around. But imagine the upkeep on this place. Even if you had to replace a roof, it would be around 100 grand or something. So these places are disappearing slowly, or they're deteriorating. So when you get a chance, when you're traveling around the ultimate trip of Italy, stay in a castle. In our trip so far, I think we've covered 17 of the 20 regions. From the south to the north, they're so diverse, each with its own dialect, cuisine, and character. From Sicily's volcanic beaches to Puglia's sun-drenched olive groves, Tuscany's rolling hills and vineyards, Lombardy's glacial lakes, and South Tirol's dramatic alpine peaks. Driving south to north feels like you're crossing continents, not regions. I'm just saying, it's diverse. If you've been to one region, you can't say you know Italy. And if you get a chance,
Try to drive all the regions like we're doing on this trip. And in Italy, speed limits feel like gentle recommendations rather than actual rules. So chill out, zip down the autostrada. Oh, it's an alpine paradise, Sound of Music type stuff. We're in a dreamland. Don't just go to Rome, Florence, Venice. If you do get a chance, escape the Tuscany, escape the Puglia, and get up here to the mountains of the north, Piemonte, Val d'Aosta. We have been to Puglia's olive groves and up here in the Alps of the north, but there's a little city I want to take you to. So we made our way down here to the capital, Rome. It's 9:50. I've been rushing around all day just to get down here, and now, well, it's time for some dinner. Yes, it's Roman style. We eat late. So we came down here to the city of Rome, the capital of Italy. I mean, why not? If you didn't film anything all day in Rome, did you even go? Yes, you did, because the pasta says so. I mean, where else in the world can you walk around and a whole city block is a Roman ruin? If you want the complete Italy package, well, you gotta sprinkle a little Rome on top. One of the best things in Rome, it's not the Colosseum, it's not Trevi Fountain, it's walking around at night after dinner. Calm, cool, historic buildings all around. Sitting on a church step there, walking along the river there, people watching over that way. It's all free, it's all Rome. Not bad. I think we've made it. It's been a success. You might think staying connected when you're traveling in Italy is easy, but not all international phone plans are created equal. So before you travel, check with your home service provider. If you're in the United States, see if they have an international plan. That could save you a lot of time and hassle. But if you want better coverage and lower cost, consider using a local SIM card. I go with TIM or Vodafone. My personal one is Vodafone. You're gonna pay around 15 to 20 euro, and you're gonna make sure you have coverage in most areas of Italy. But make sure your phone is unlocked before traveling abroad, and you have a free SIM card slot if you're not going to be using an eSIM. An eSIM is a great option because you can purchase that even before you travel to your destination, so you don't have to deal with the hassle when you arrive at the airport. If you go with the physical SIM, make sure you follow my suggestions, otherwise that shiny new Italian SIM card will be worthless. So between that and the fact that most cafes, hotels, and even some town squares offer free Wi-Fi, you'll be fine. Oh, and bonus, on this trip, I've been using a Starlink Mini, and it's been incredible talking with the satellites, especially when I'm out filming and uploading in the countryside. Let me know down in the comments, have you used a Starlink Mini? Drop your thoughts below. And what have been your impressions? It's pretty good. It cost me around 350 for the unit and about 70 euro for the month, unlimited upload data. I started this journey knowing Italy pretty well, but along the way, I discovered its incredible diversity and its warmth from region to region. From those beautiful sun-drenched olive groves down south in Puglia to those alpine towns up north along the border with France, I drove 3,628 miles around Italy so you don't have to, although you really should. And do you remember earlier in this video when I talked about renting a car and the freedom it can give you? But there's one mistake that nearly derailed everything. So next, I want you to check out